We are looking at one of the most reliable passing setups in this entire scheme, and it's especially great for beating man coverage and passing against the blitz. The play is post corner drive, and this is in the formation gun tight open. So this is post corner drive in the formation gun tight open, and we always want to run this with our formation flipped so that our running back is lined up on the wide side of the field. Now before the snap, there are only two adjustments that we're going to make. We're going to take our wide side outside receiver and put him on a slot fade, which is the left trigger or L2 on the hot routes menu. And then we're going to take our wide side inside receiver, who in this case is the tight end for me, and we're going to custom stem his post corner route all the way down. And so the play art is glitching out for me there, but if I reset it, you can see that's what the post corner is going to look like when you stem it down. And if you want, you can just custom stem it down by one click so that it looks like that. But whether you stem it down by one click or two clicks, you need to stem it down by some amount because the stock post corner route just takes a little bit too long to break, and so I prefer to stem it all the way down. Now the read progression on this play is going to be the drag, then the post corner, then the deep dig route. We're going to keep the running back blocked. I love that he starts this play blocked, and so you can just keep him blocked, and that makes the setup great against the blitz. But our first read is going to be this short side outside receiver on the drag, and so if your opponent is leaving it open, you're just going to go ahead and take those easy yards underneath. Guys, games are won by taking your 5-yard gains underneath. And so if that's open, we're going to take it every single time. But let's say your opponent plays some shaded down zone coverage now because they don't want to give up that easy drag route. Well, this is where our stemmed down post corner route comes into play because we are essentially building a flood concept on the wide side of the field between the slot fade, the post corner, and the drag. And so what's going to happen here is our post corner route is going to get into a perfect spot underneath the deep blue, over top the hard flat, just a perfect spot, and it's the easiest pitch and catch, or throw and catch, I should say, that you'll ever make. There's absolutely no defender around, and it looks like an unusual flood concept, but then when you see the spacing of it, it's like, wow, that's actually as good of spacing as you can possibly have for a flood concept. And so we've seen how the post corner route can help us build a really cool flood concept, but what about man coverage? And man coverage is where this post corner route really shines. And so here the defense is in cover one hole, and if we go ahead and snap this ball, you're going to see that he actually didn't even separate that well, but we were still able to make the throw anyway. And we'll run it again because in my experience running this online, and you always have to test things in actual games because practice mode is a little bit wonky, but in my games online, he actually gets a couple steps of separation. Here, it looks like, oh, there we go. That's kind of what I'm used to seeing. And so, like I said, that first rep, who knows? In either case, it's very throwable against man coverage, and in your online games, your reps should usually look like this one right here, where after he goes through his break, he should get several yards of separation. That's a super easy throw against man coverage, and then you just rumble for as many yards as you can after the catch. Now, the final read is going to be our short side inside receiver on the deep dig route, and just like with all these routes over the middle, it's kind of dependent on where the user goes. And so if this is the user here and he ends up guarding the tight end, which is usually going to happen if you hit the tight end enough times, your opponent will just simply start usering it. But in the event that they user it, they're going to vacate the middle of the field, and that's where we hit the deep dig. And so I have this linebacker manned up on him to kind of simulate that the user is going to go ahead and take away that tight end post corner route. And as a result, we need to have a little bit of time to throw in the pocket, but we can hit our deep dig late over the middle, and that is a complete read progression. And so even though it's only 3 reads, even though it's just drag, post corner, and then deep dig route, it's a very reliable route combo against both man coverage and zone coverage, and we have the running back blocked, so if our opponent blitzes, we're going to pick it up, and all that combined is why I absolutely love the play post corner drive in the gun tight open formation.